This lesson is about the structure of the Constitution. To this point, we've talked about how we got to the Constitution, the events before it, the compromises, the debates, the ratification. Now, for this unit, we'll actually look at the document, and this is really, really quick. It just shows you how the Constitution was put together, the structure of it. And there's three main parts to the Constitution. The first part is preamble. That word should look familiar to you. The Declaration of Independence also had one, and we kind of dissected that. The preamble is the introduction. It states the goals of the Constitution. It tells us why they wrote it. It's only one sentence long. It starts out with the three words, "We the people," and it continues on, "of the United States," and it talks about some of the goals of it. So super short on that one. The longest part of the Constitution are the articles, and there are 7 of these. The articles tell us how the government is set up. For instance, and we'll spend a lot of time with Articles 1 through 3. Article 1 talks about the legislative branch. And in that, it mentions that there's going to be 2 houses of Congress, one called the House, one called the Senate. They further write more details in there. Each state will get 2 senators. Each state gets representatives based on population. So some of those things we've talked through, it's all mentioned in the articles because it's setting it up. Then finally, the third section are the amendments. When they originally wrote the Constitution, there was just the preamble and the articles. But then they left room for changes or additions to the Constitution to be made. I think this is one of the beauties of the Constitution. When they wrote this in 1787, these guys knew this wasn't perfect. They knew the world would change. They knew the country would change. So they left it open for things to be added. And that's what the amendments are. And a great example of this, I think, is voting. So when they write this in 1787, only wealthy white men can vote. But as our world changed, they added amendments. For instance, the 14th Amendment allowed African American men to vote. 19th or 20th, I'm not good with numbers. It was around 1920, allowed women to vote. Finally, there was another amendment passed in the early 1970s that lowered the voting age from 21 to 18. So you can kind of see just through that example, as our world changed, the Constitution can change with it.